All right. Welcome to UAB's Data Science Club number 9. Today, we're going to be talking about pandas. Not the bear, but the Python library. It should be good. So the last couple of weeks we've built a recommender system using the Pandas library, and then this week one of the research computing interns said, hey, it'd be really helpful to have a few sessions where we just talk about pandas and kind of how to use it.
Yeah, and for people who have seen our previous videos, you would have noticed that we use pandas a lot for creating data frames and finding some sort of description about the data set that we have, and basically just either analyzing or manipulating the data in some way. And that's what pandas allows us to do. So we thought it would be a good idea to go take a deeper dive into the tool and see what all things does it have for us.
Yep. And I think that's a great point. So you can see, all of the marketing that they have on their website. When it boils down to it, I think this is probably the most helpful summary is this library highlights. So if you go to pandas.pydata.org, let's see, there we go, make it bigger. Then that should give you a good summary of what is there in it. Today, we're going to go through this library on the Kaggle website. So we've gone through a couple of these notebooks in the past on the machine learning side of things. But today we're going to look at, there's a whole short course on here for improving your data manipulation skills in Pandas. So as Ravi said, Pandas is a library to kind of read, write, create data frames, which make it really easy to handle the part that really is kind of 90% of what you do with data science, which is the data cleaning and preparation before you run it through an algorithm. So let's click on this creating, reading, and writing. While that's getting loaded up, I'll just mention, and I'll mention it again later, so coming this fall, I don't think this is in the course catalog yet at UAB, but coming soon, if you are a student at UAB and you would like to use the Data Science Club as a course, you're welcome to enroll in it. And so when we do that, we'll nail down the time. So we're doing these live sessions on Fridays, most likely from 10:30 to 11:30, probably a little bit shorter than that, probably not going to be a whole hour each time. And we'll have more information about that as it comes. But specifically for folks at UAB, that's something to keep an eye out for in the course catalog. All right. So now our Jupyter Notebook up here on the Kaggle platform is ready, so we can start diving in. For more resources, there's some right here for reading and writing. Let's go ahead and open those up in a new tab in case we need them. All right.
And they have a pretty decent cheat sheet as well. So
yeah, so the cheat sheet's right here. And then this is creating, reading, and writing.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Cheat should give you most of the common functions that you use with pandas on a daily basis. I'm not sure if it gives you everything that pandas can do, but it should give you a very good place to start from.
Yeah, I think that's right. And a lot of these things are things that I don't know about Ravi, but I have a hard time remembering the nitty-gritty details of how these things work. So it is really important to know what pandas can do, but if you can't remember it, that's why having these resources is really nice, so that you can always look it back up real easily.
Yeah, and that's what internet was made for. So just so that you can look up all these things. Apart
Yes.
from Facebook, yeah, I mean Facebook and Snapchat. And
Yeah,
all those things.
Facebook, Snapchat, and a library for everything.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this. So we're gonna do this. This is the setup cell. So again, what happens here is we're importing our libraries, and so learn tools are Kaggle specific libraries specifically for making sure that it can check whether or not you've done something correctly. This import pandas as PD, we're importing the pandas library, and because we're programmers, we're lazy, so we're gonna tell Python that we really just want to reference the pandas library as PD. And then we're going to set the option in PD in the pandas library for the max rows to be 5.
Yeah. This is basically when you're displaying things in your data frame that you will be creating. It's just going to show you 5 rows because
As default.
Yeah, as default. Yeah. If you have, unless and until you ask specifically for more rows, it's just going to show you 5, because most of the times your data frames are going to be very large in size, and that's a lot of information. You generally need some rows that you can see to make something out of the data. I mean, so that you can make up your mind about some portions of the data. You don't really need to see all the rows in there.
Yeah.
And the second thing that William mentioned, where we are importing pandas as PD, that's an kind of a concept. And if you have seen Python scripting or Python programming, that's kind of one of the things that you'll see with different other libraries as well. Like generally, if you're importing NumPy, you import them as NP, and PD is something that's not, I mean, you don't have to keep it as PD. You can import it as something else. PD is like everyone who is using pandas uses it, PD as a short form for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ravi's absolutely right. When you get into these commonly used libraries, there's commonly used shorthand. So like NumPy generally is, the short form is NP, Pandas, the short form is PD. I think Seaborn is SNS.
Yeah.
But you don't have to use these names. You could change it and for some reason say that you just wanted pandas backwards, and the code would also work as long as you remember that that's what you call it. But we're going to leave it as PD.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go down to the exercises, and now let's see, what do we got to do? We have to create a data frame of fruits, and we want to match it to this table here. So first things first, we know that data frame exists inside of pandas, so we can start there. And then there's a call, data frame. And after that, I kind of am a little fuzzy on the syntax, so I'm going to probably have to look at one of these cheat sheets. Let's see, creating, reading, and writing. So let's go up to the top here. Port pandas as PD. All right, so this looks like what we want to do. So I'm going to just copy that. And I'm going to paste it in here. All right, but this isn't exactly what we need, but it's pretty close. So pandas.dataframe, so this is the object that I'm creating. And then because of that, I need these parentheses, and then it looks like inside of these curly braces is the actual information.
Yeah, you are defining your columns over here, like apples, and the values assigned to them. So yeah, this would be bananas, and this one you just need 130.
Yeah. And 21.
Yeah, if we had more rows, like there was the there was another row, the first row, like this one is the 0th row, right? Where
Mhm.
apples is 30 and bananas is 21. If you had the first row where the value was like 10 and 10, then we can add more elements to the place where we have added 30.
Yeah. Which I think that's what we got to do next. So now we're going to take this data frame of fruits and we're going to put it here. All right, so pandas.dataframe, and this needs to be 35, 41,
Yes.
and 21, 34. And of course, the problem here is that I don't have the rows appropriately labeled.
Yeah. So we have the default indexing that Pandas does automatically, like this, the value that you see 0 and 1. But that's not what we want over here. We want to have some specific index.
Yeah, so
that we need.
let's go back to our cheat sheet. Well, I guess this isn't the cheat sheet. This is the reference. All right. So we'll come over here and see if there's an example that matches what we're trying to do. All right. Okay, so this is interesting. I never knew this. All right. So I think this is what we're doing here. Yeah. All right. So just like before, pandas.dataframe. So that's the object we're creating. Then we have our parentheses around the whole thing. And then what we've got going on here is this is our data frame. And then we have the optional parameter index, which we're going to make equals those row variables. So we've got our row parameters, 2017 sales and 2018 sales. Okay. And yeah, there we go. So you can see the output here. All right, rocking and rolling. All right, create a variable ingredients with a pd.series that looks like this. So what's the difference between a pandas series and a panda data frame?
So a series, it looks like it's a single column variant of a data frame.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, I mean basically like data frame would be a sort of a table and series would be a list.
okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna try this and see if this works for creating my series, and then we'll figure out how to add the names.
And we can try out the same. So it does
Okay.
create a list. So now we again need that index thing.
Okay, so let's see, you think we just do it the same way?
Yeah, I mean that seems the most logical, otherwise we'll go to that.
Yeah. So we'll just do it that index equals. Okay. Alright, so we'll do flour, milk, eggs,
And spam.
and spam. Alright, so that still doesn't quite get me there because I need to name my series. Maybe, let's just take a wild guess. Maybe there's something called name in here.
Yeah.
And we'll name it dinner. Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
All right.
So as you can see how intuitive it is. I mean we guessed name and index and those were the general parameters that you had to use.
Yeah. All right. So and you could see that it's nice that it matches across different data types inside of pandas, that you have the same type of syntax. The only difference is this function up here. All right, so now let's go down to 4. So now we're going to read in a CSV data set into a data frame. So this is most of the time in my interaction with pandas, this is most of the way that you end up constructing your data frames. So
where you rather than creating a data frame yourself, you have a CSV file with all the data inside, and you're just pulling it into pandas.
Oh, yeah. And let's see. I think there's like a
read CSV.
Oh, there we go. Read underscore CSV. And then we'll just copy and paste this. And again, this is hosted on Kaggle's website, so that's why this path is going to be right for everybody. But if you wanted to do this on your own machine or on Chiha, you certainly could. And then you would just point this at a real CSV file that you had in your environment. You can see over here I have these wine reviews in my environment because I started this up on Kaggle's platform. So let's see. Oh, okay. Weird. So it read in the first column the indexes of the rows as another column. So we want to take that off. Do we need to pop it off, or is there like a because I know you can do like reviews dot pop. I'm fairly certain is a command, but I could be wrong.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. All right, so let's look. Reading common file formats. CSV. Okay. Okay. This is what we want to do. So, given that we know that first column is just the indices of the rows, we're going to tell pandas which column is our indices. There we go. And because we specified that our max rows should be 5, pandas is only showing us 5 rows as the summary of this data frame. Okay, so now we're going to run this cell to create and display a data frame called animals. Okay, so apparently we're starting a farm.
Yeah.
And now we want to write this to a CSV file. So let's just see how this goes. We're going to do pd dot, let's just say that.
Is there anything that's right?
I don't know if it'll pop up or not.
With 2 CSV.
For some reason the tab complete's not working for me right now.
Oh, okay. Then we can try write CSV.
See more data types. Read Excel.
Right.
SQLite.
You can also import from SQLite database as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. That's just 2. Yeah, there we go. So 2 date time. but we're going to go to CSV. But it seems like that's not right. I'm missing something here. Oh, okay, so you do that on the data frame itself. All right. So yes, this is a pandas command, but it's a function of the data frame. So we can go animals dot to, and see now you have to CSV, to Excel, HTML, but we're going to go to CSV. And we're going to call it cows underscore and underscore goats dot CSV. And there we go, that's correct.
That should have gone in which folder?
Let's see.
Oh, we can do just
we
an ls over here.
do ls, right? Yeah.
We have gone.
So that went in the same folder with the notebook. If you want to run system commands, like command line type commands in a Jupyter notebook, you can just type this exclamation point and then the system command, and that will move you around inside of your environment or perform commands.
So like when we were calling the CSV, we went one row back. So if we do an ls ... we should see these wine reviews folders.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see,
Yeah.
because it was back, but then it was in the input folder.
Okay.
So if we do input, there we go.
Yeah, you see wine reviews folder from where we pulled our CSV file
Yeah.
for wine reviews.
All right. Now let's go ahead and you want to do this indexing? Yeah. Let's go ahead and pound this one out too. All right, so this next one is the next in the series. Kaggle.com/learn and pandas. It says indexing, selecting, and assigning. So let's go there. All right, relevant resources. We're going to go ahead and open these in another tab. Okay. All right, and we'll just keep on going through. Oh, this is not saved as a Jupyter notebook, though there are exercises in here. Okay, hang on. So for this one, you got to click this copy and edit, and it will fork the notebook into your personal space. It's just a weirdness of how they set it up. All right, so now we're going to continue exploring this wine reviews data set, and let's go. We've already talked about importing stuff. So here we're reading the CSV file, and we're setting up the learning tools. Let's go down. Let's take a look at the data frame. Okay, so these are wine reviews. And let's see, select the description column from the reviews and assign the result to the variable description. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to go reviews. Okay, I think we can actually do reviews.
Dot description.
Yeah, so I think there's two ways you can do dot description like this. Yeah, that works. The other way that you can index it is, I believe you can go like this. And that also works.
Oh, interesting.
All right. And all right, so this is just saying if you don't know what type of object description is, you can find that out by typing this in. All right, so it saved that out as a panda series.
Alright, so that's where it becomes useful to have created a series of your own. And
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to select the first value from the column of reviews and assign it to a variable first description. So that's reviews.
we already gave the
we've
variable.
already did it, yeah. So we can just do description. And Python's a 0 indexed, right? Yeah. Okay. So that works.
Huh. Oh, okay.
So it's just printing out what that description actually was.
Okay.
I don't know anything about wine, so I will refrain from commenting.
That seems delicious, though.
It seems really nice. I try to pick out my wine by just looking at the pictures on the bottles.
Alright, so if anyone has any ideas about us, you can write them in our comments section.
Yes. Yeah, you can let us know what you think about the wine reviews later. All right. All right. So now we're going to select the first row of data from reviews and assign it to the variable the first row. All right. So I think that's reviews, and I think it's just like that.
Yeah, that should be good enough. Oh.
Oh, nope. We broke it. It's broken. Oh my goodness. All right.
It's a key error, so it didn't recognize 0, maybe 1.
Yeah, you can try 1. Well, we can also look at up here. No, it says it's 0 indexed. So there's something that we're missing here. Yeah.
I mean, the one simple method is just to do a reviews.head and 0.
It's expecting a series, but when we do reviews.head 0, it's just giving us a data frame. So we've got to look stuff up. All right. Indexing and selecting data. Data from, okay. So I think this is what we do. Data frame dot location.
Yeah.
And then we would put a 0 here and a colon there.
So that would be just a particular spot, though, not the entire thing.
Well, I think if we put a colon, I think that's everything. Maybe.
Alright, let's just try to give the reviews.loc and 0.
Well, I think it's...
Oh yeah, it's the square brackets.
So if we do that... Oh! That worked. See, I was going to do this.
That's correct.
That also works.
Yeah.
So this is just a little bit more explicit because the first item is the row index and the second item is the column index, and the colon just means everything in that index.
Yeah.
All right. So now select the first 10 values from description column in reviews and assign the result to a variable first descriptions. 10 values from the description column. Okay. So got that. And I think if we just go 0 through 9.
Yeah. We also need description.loc location.
Oh, we do. .loc.
Yeah.
There we go.
So there is also this description.head, and it says that it should give you the valid result, but shouldn't that head give you a data frame rather than a series?
Well, because description is already a series,
Oh, yeah.
I think this just returns the same data type that you started out with.
That's true.
All right. 5. So now we're going to select records with index labels 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 and put those in another data frame. Okay, so sample reviews. Let's see. I think this is dot loc, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. 3, 5, 8. No, that doesn't work. Okay. So let's see, how can we do multiple different? Swapping columns. That's iLoc. Slicing ranges.
So what happens if we give just 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 without the colon in the file?
That's a good point. We can give that a try. Oh, okay. Accessing label slices. Oh, okay, so that's the columns and the rows. All right, so you're saying without the colon.
Yeah. It doesn't.
Oh, and that's right. So, I mean, certainly we can do that. Gives us the first 3. But I think we were getting close to it over here. But that's creating a series. Selection by position. There we go. Oh, okay. So this is what I was missing. Square brackets.
Yeah.
Five and 8. Oh. I think if you're going to do this, you got to do it this way. There you go. Huh. Learn something new every day. Alright, so that's helpful. Alright, and then now we're going to create a variable data frame containing country, province, region 1 and region 2 columns of the records with the index labels 0, 1, 10, and 100. So I think that's roughly the same. Is that, what was that? That was top loc. Let's see, what do you think? 0, 1, 10,
100.
100, and then over here,
It's country. Province. Region _1.
Okay. Hash type list. All right. Let me come back over here. So certainly we could do it this way.
Yeah, try to find out what are the different.
What are the different column numbers? So let's see. So if we go back up here, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 0, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Let's try that. 0, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I think I've got to put the dot loc here. No? Oh. Let's try iloc. There we go.
So what's the difference between iloc and
That's a good question. iloc is the integer position, but I don't know how that's different from location.
Yeah, so location can actually take in the labels as well for the index, and iloc is only integers.
Okay. All right, I think this is, oh no, we still got a couple more. All right, so let's see, creating a data frame containing country and variety with the first 500. Okay. I'm working on the answer, and there are several ones that follow. Keep following. Gotcha. Described in the reference.
iloc uses the Python standard lib.
I gotcha. Okay, so on this one, this is where you're saying if we had used reviews.loc, we can go 1 to 100 there. Oh, I guess it's not 1 to 100. We're going to go 0 to 99.
Yeah.
And then this one, we could put country and variety in here because we're using location and not integer location.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Create a data frame of Italian wines containing reviews of wines made in Italy. So where we go, reviews. Is this like where reviews dot country equals Italy?
Yeah.
That works. Nice. And top Oceania wines containing all reviews with at least 95 points out of 100 for wines from Australia or New Zealand. All right. So let's see. That would be reviews. Where reviews dot country equals Australia or
New Zealand.
reviews dot country equals New Zealand. An important thing to notice here is that if you're using the double equals, that's a logical question. If you're using the single equals, then you're saying, but you're assigning the variable. All right, and then we're gonna put parentheses around this just to be clear.
And we also need another condition.
And then we say, and reviews
with at least 95 points.
Dot, let's see, what's the score value?
This one, points.
Okay.
That's simple enough.
Yeah. Reviews dot points is greater than or equal to
95.
95. Oh, 95, there we go. Oh, this is a helpful hint. All right, so since we're doing this in Pandas, apparently Pandas likes this shorthand notation. So that's the piping character for or, and then the ampersand for and. And it still breaks. For string, Oh, come on. Views. Okay. All right, so let's maybe do this in parts, just to make our life a little easier. So we'll do reviews, where that's equal to that. And then top Oceania lines equals top Oceania lines, where top Oceania lines dot country equals Australia.
Yeah, or New Zealand.
Yeah, or New Zealand. And so how are we adding the New Zealand? Like this?
Yeah.
And top Oceania lines dot country equals New Zealand. Okay, so this is where it's saying it's unsupported.
For string and string.
Maybe
do a double pipe statement. Generally it's double X for or.
Okay. I'll also just put parentheses around these. Let's see. So the other thing that we could do is do this. And I'm sure that there's a shorthand way of doing it, but we could also just do this. Let's see.
What happens if you remove? Oh.
What do you want to do?
No, I just thought that we had the previous setting.
So I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna New Zealand, and I think if we do like a dot append, maybe. No, it doesn't like that. Okay, let's look at this indexing and selecting. So we're gonna selection by callable. Re-indexing, selecting random samples. Boolean indexing. Oh, that's what we want, isn't it? Boolean indexing. For a range -3 to 4.
So that's the OR condition.
Or data frame is greater than 0. Yeah, so that's this right here.
And maybe we were just missing the brackets along both of
The
them.
parentheses. Yeah. Let's give that a whirl. Because I think you're right. I think Pandas doesn't know how to interpret. It thinks I'm trying to compare Australia directly to this other thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's still struggling with this. All right, let's take a look at the hint. The conditional section in the reference component.
Yeah, reviews.country equal at least.
Oh, reviews.country.isin. Huh. Let's give this a try. Oh, we just want the whole thing then. So we can do this. Reviews.country is in
Australia.
Let's give that a try.
So we don't have. Why is it even showing things?
We're still, well,
Our variable
it's missing.
Our variable is also not right.
Oh, that's why it's. There we go. All right, cool. So that, I didn't realize that this was a thing, but yeah, so you can say, is that row of country in another list? That's neat. All right, well, that's it for today. That second one was a lot more involved than I thought. I thought it was going to be.
There were some head scratchers in there.
Yeah, well, let us know how you do with it, and yeah, let us know if you have any questions. We'll probably do more pandas next week since it's such a useful library, and yeah, just let us know if you have any questions. If you would like to, make sure that you sign up for. I'm going all over the place. I'm trying to find where I have the PowerPoint thing, but I don't know where it is. All right. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Let us know if you have any questions, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. All right. Bye.